So this will be the wrap-up video for the Bry's Comics Trading Pack project. I've done several other videos about this, so if something doesn't make sense to you, it's probably been addressed in a previous video. But essentially, this project was a one and done for me. I do not think that I'll ever be doing another comic book trading pack again. We'll talk about all the reasons why and all the stress and everything that went into it in this video. But, you know, never say never. Some major things would have to change with Marvel and print runs and stuff like that, which I don't think is going to change. So I'm pretty sure that this is a one and done. And in this video, we're going to talk about the financials of this project, all of the financials behind it. We're going to do the final piece of transparency of me putting in the final golden tickets, and then I'll show the shredding for the manufactured scarcity aspect of this project, and we'll talk about all of that here in just a minute. But first, I want to just say a massive thank you to everyone who supported this project and the tremendous feedback that I've gotten from it so far. I'm truly, truly grateful for all of you. And let's start with talking about the intent of the project. So the intent was to create a new product that had a good value, that was an enjoyable, fun experience in collecting comics, that gave people an opportunity to own books that they otherwise would never have the opportunity to own, and for it also to be profitable and sustainable and repeatable. And we achieved all of those things except for profitable, sustainable, and repeatable. So all in all, it was not a complete fail. You know, I did make some money, and we'll talk about that here in just a sec, but not to the point where it was a financial success, at least not in my opinion. So let's hop into the financials here and we'll talk more just one by one, all the different aspects of this. And I'll probably just do some B-roll in the background of all the footage I've gathered throughout this project. So the total cost for each artist for the books was about $30,000. And that right there is the first thing that is super stressful about this project. Just to secure the artist for a Marvel variant is not an easy process. We're talking about hundreds upon hundreds of emails to Marvel. You know, can I get this artist for this title? No. Can I get this artist? No. Can I get this artist? No. What about this concept? Can't do that concept. I'm not exaggerating that it's, by the end of it, it's hundreds of emails to secure 5 different artists, and each one is $30,000. And sometimes you have to invest that money before you even get to see the art. That's what the case was with the Ultimate Wolverine. I had to commit to it before I even saw what it looked like, and it was last minute that I was like, hey, it's David Mack, artist choice, David Mack, you know, show me what you got. And if any one of the variants didn't work, you know, I had to commit to these and invest in these before I even knew if I could get 5. And the whole project wouldn't have worked without 5 artists. I mean, I would have had to have revamped the entire thing. So that was a very stressful part of the process. Bags and boards were $2,000. So the total for 5 artists was $147,060 that went just straight to Marvel. And then bags and boards were $2,250. So the bags and boards, you know, I couldn't imagine doing this project without bagging and boarding the comics. It would have just been an onslaught of emails about damages. You know, to do the math on bagging and boarding 15,000 comics with individually numbered COAs, I mean, it was hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hours. And, you know, I had to bring on extra help to do this. It's just me here at the shop now. My previous employees left last year to do their own thing. And, you know, I run my shop out of my house, so I haven't even considered hiring another full-time employee. And so, you know, that was a big part of the stress of this whole situation too, was that, you know, I'm managing this project in addition to the regular business activities of Bry's Comics, which is the bread and butter, which is buying and selling vintage comic book collections. You know, that contributed a huge amount of stress to this. It was just too much at once, and managing all the extra help. You know, it's very difficult to get comic knowledgeable help, and we'll talk about that here in just a sec, but hundreds and hundreds of hours for the bags and boards. But everybody that I've watched open them online on YouTube or whatever are just like super grateful to have them bagged and boarded, and we avoided, you know, it just being a total shit show as far as condition and stuff. The pouches were $4,000. The pouch company was super stressful to work with because they have this weird policy where they make you order more than you need. They have a 15% over and under policy. So I said, well, I need 5,000 pouches, because originally it was going to be limited to 5,000. I said, so how many do I have to order? And she said, well, you have to order 15% more. So that came to like 5,750 or something. And they're like a dollar a piece. So it was like an extra $750 of just to get these extra things. And then when they printed it, she was like, hey, I have good news that we only overprinted 60. So they overprinted, they gave me the 5,750 and then overprinted that by 60. So I got like way more pouches than I need. And I think it was just a scam on their part to get you to order more, is that they say, oh, we can't stop. She's like, the way our machines are set up, we can't stop it in time to be precise. So we have to have 15% over under. And they were within 60 pouches. It's like, how are you telling me if like a beef jerky company orders 100,000 pouches for Jack Link's beef jerky, that they want 100,000, they have to order 115,000, and somebody standing there at the machine can't stop it in time? I just don't buy it. And when the pouches arrived, the boxes were completely trashed and not adequate to hold the weight of the things, and one was open and packs were spilling out. So it was just, and when I sent the kicker was when I sent her pictures and said I was in the middle of shipping, I'm like, I don't have time to deal with this, but this is how they arrived. She called me because it's like a personal touch, and she was like, well, I just wanted to call and say, we're not Amazon.
Well, hi, Brian. It's from Belmark. I just wanted to call and chat a little bit about the issue that you experienced with shipping. I just want to personally let you know that I'm sorry. We're not Amazon.
I said, what? We're not Amazon? We're not Amazon, so what? We don't ship things properly? We're not Amazon, so we make you order more than you need? Like, what do you mean by we are not Amazon? Anyways, long story short, the pouches, they came out really good. They looked really good. They performed really good, but dealing with them on the back end was very stressful, and it was, the timelines were tight, and so that's one of the things that I would lay awake at night and think about is like, what if they don't come in time? Or what if they come and they're just slightly too small and then it's going to take 2 months to get them fixed? What if they don't tear correctly? I mean, just all of the things that could have gone wrong, which thankfully did not. Rent, $7,500. So I had to rent an actual townhouse down the street for 3 months because the spacing of the exclusives, they came in spaced out over 3 months, which wasn't stressful. Really, that actually went pretty smoothly. The grails. So just buying the grails in the packs was $58,300. And as you can see, we're getting some holes in the wall here. So I was going to keep them up on the wall until they've been claimed. So far, there's been about, I think like 6 tickets, like 2 or 3 of the $500 gift cards. And then of the grails, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 has been claimed. The Journey into Mystery 83 has been claimed. The Avengers 1 and the Amazing Spider-Man #1. So 4 of the grails are gone. AF-15 is still in play as of filming this, and I'm filming this on Monday, March 10th. The COAs were $2,400. So I had individually numbered COAs in there, which I thought was a tremendous touch to have because that way you can't fudge the print count. There's a numbered COA to go with it. That's something that I laid awake at night about. What if they didn't print the right numbers? What if they printed the numbers and it was just missing one in between? What if they triple printed some number? What if they did, like 599 and accidentally did it 10 times? And then that's opened up and it's somehow, this comes back to me later. Like it's out of my control. Those are the types of things that I was stressed and worried about that could have gone wrong that I don't think did. I mean, as far as the sequentially numbered COAs, I mean, I didn't go and look at each one, but the 26 ones I did. I'm like 1 through 26 for all of those. So the fees, this could be actually way off. It could be more than this. It's close. It's definitely close. $11,000, like PayPal processing fees, credit card processing fees, etc. Extra labor, $6,000. It might have been a little bit more than that. And this labor thing was, I had great help. Shout out to the temporary employees who helped me out with this. Really can't complain at all. But when I posted the job position, there was 80 applicants in 2 days. And that was extremely overwhelming. And the thing that was weird about it is about 90% of the applicants that I reached out to and said, hey, do you want to do a Zoom interview? Ghosted, just didn't respond. So I don't know what's going on with the workforce here in Kalispell, Montana, but I got 80 applicants in 2 days and 90% of them just didn't respond to my emails. The Geminis were $2,000. The special boxes were $718. That was another stressful thing. What if it didn't fit exactly right? And luckily, they were like 200-pound tests. You could stand on those things and they would not get crushed. And the shredding was $500. Man, I absolutely was panicking with the shredding when it all was said and done. And I shredded all of those books, and I was panicking for like a couple days. Like, what if I messed up? We weren't done. We weren't completely done making the packs or something. I'm like, what if I just shredded something and I needed like 200 more of whatever, but thankfully it was not the case. It went smoothly. We had exactly the right amount that we needed. So those total costs came to $241,000. So what it would have been, originally I had them at $64.99 for 5,000 packs, and I was hoping to sell out of those. That's like the goal was to sell out just $64.99 whether you bought one or whether you bought 100, and that we would sell at 5,000. That was the goal. And had that been the case, the total sales would have been $324,000, and my profit would have been $83,000. Now, $83,000 profit for a project like this might seem like a lot of money, but the reason it had to be so big was, what if it didn't work? And guess what? It didn't work. It didn't work like this. So thank God I had a huge margin like that, because the actual total amount that I made was $18,857. So if you come over here to my website, and just in full transparency to show you guys here, here's the product, and here's where it says sales in the past 90 days. 3,598 units sold. That includes 10 packs in there. So a 10 pack is counted as one unit right here. 1,455 buyers, 257,086.93 in net sales. So that was another big part of this too, is I like to fill orders like same day or next day, because I know what it's like to buy a comic and be anxious to get it in your hands. So to have thousands of unfulfilled orders, I could just like feel it like right here for months, and it's probably because, we're not Amazon. If we come back over here to the spreadsheet, the actual sales of 4,525 with the 10 packs was, with factoring in the cost of the 10 packs, was 257,000. That's the total sales. That's what I made from singles, 10 packs, everything, 257,000. So if you take that and you subtract the total cost here, it's a net of 15,000, and then I had local sales of $3,500, which didn't go through the website because I did it in person, and that total is $18,857. Now, $18,000 is a lot of money. I mean, there's no doubt about that, but it's not a lot of money relative to the amount of time and work that went into this. Just to show, just to put it into perspective, I'm getting 4.2% in my liquid savings account at Wells Fargo. If I would have put 241,000 into that savings account, the annual yield is 10 grand, but it's about half that because it was 5 months. So about $5,000 I would have got in interest on this had I just put it in my savings account and sat on the couch. So sitting on the couch, I could make 5,000, or I can work hundreds upon hundreds of hours, countless sleepless nights, for an additional 13 grand. And that in no way, shape, or form is worth it. And, I swear, I honestly would not even do it for 83. I would not do this again for 83,000. It's just not worth it. There's things that are more important in life, like sleeping well. I mean, I got a whole new patch of gray hairs on my chin, tons of new gray hairs. I probably lost a year off of my life doing this, and no amount of money is worth that. So that's the total financials here. So the new pull rates. So what I did was, when we got halfway through the project, it became clear that we were not going to sell out. And it was important to me that we sold out pre-sale because, I knew a lot of people bought these to resell them. And if I still had them in stock, they wouldn't be able to resell them. And my friends were like, why in the world would you care about resellers in the secondary market? And it's like, I just do care, because that's how I started my business, was, buying comics at retail and selling them. So, I did care about that. And also the optics of the golden tickets. People would say, oh, he's just going to hold on to those golden tickets until he's sold out. And I absolutely likely would have sold out. If I would have kept these in my inventory, and especially after they started hitting eBay and whatnot shows and the excitement of ripping the packs, I mean, they definitely would have sold out. But it was more important to me to have good optics and good experiences for my customers. The new pull rates are just so much better than the old ones. Essentially, there's 500 non-hit packs taken out. That means 500 less people that got a non-hit. And I loved that idea. It's like, hey, I can still make money and have 500 less disappointed people. Let's do that. And so that's why I decided to cut the packs down to 4,525 instead of 5,000. So let's talk about the response from the community. I mean, overall, the response from the community has been tremendous. I mean, I've gotten so many emails, even from people that saying like, hey, I didn't win a golden ticket, but this sure was one hell of a fun ride. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. And then, of course, the people redeeming the golden tickets are just over the moon. And that has been actually just a really fun and rewarding and exciting part of this, is getting those phone calls of like, hey, I got the golden ticket. So that part has been really fun. But inevitably, when you do a project like this, you're going to have to you don't have to engage with them, but you certainly have to share space with them, with the haters of the community. There's a small number of people in our community that are just hateful, angry, resentful, straight up assholes. I like to refer to them as an army of hate nerds in our community. And, you know, when I just do my thing with buying and selling vintage collections, I don't have to engage with them. I don't have to hear from them. But inevitably, when you do a project like this, you have to engage with them, because there's people that are just waiting, just evil, nasty people were just waiting in the sidelines for some drama, you know, and you have to deal with the drama. And inevitably, there's people that buy a product like this and don't read the product description, and they send you a hateful email demanding a refund, even though they got exactly what they bought, right? There's people that say, you know, oh, I feel like I got ripped off. I'm like, how did you get ripped off? Like, let me just clarify something about feeling like you got ripped off. If you bought a product with a chance to get something and you didn't get that thing, but it was exactly as it was described, you did not get ripped off. The feeling that you're describing is gambling and losing. That's totally different than getting ripped off. Would you go to the casino and place a bet on blackjack and then raise hell with the manager that you got ripped off because you didn't win? No, you took a chance and you lost. So inevitably, you have to deal with that. And it's only been like a couple emails that I've had to do. But, you know, that's the biggest reason why I don't want to do this again. I don't want to come into contact with the hate nerds. I don't want to deal with illogical, angry, upset people over $60. All right, so now I want to show me putting the final golden tickets in. So when we first did the first round of golden tickets, there was 12, but we were still waiting on the Hulk variants, which meant 1,800 packs still needed to be made, which means 8 of the golden tickets needed to be placed. So I have that video to show now, and then also we're going to show the shredding and the manufacturer scarcity, and I want to explain that real quick. So when you do a Marvel exclusive with Marvel, you have to order 3,000 trade dress and 1,000 virgin copies. I wanted to put, you know, these really rare variants in there, limited to 26 copies. And people, you know, if as cool as the limited to 26 copies are, if they weren't limited to 26, they wouldn't be as cool. I would have them sitting on my website for $20 a pop, and I would have boxes and boxes of unsold copies. So, you know, that's the whole point of manufacturer scarcity. When you cut it down to 26, now it's a really covetable item, and, you know, it's really uncommon for that to happen with Marvel exclusives because they're so strict about their print counts. Now, the most disappointing thing about this is I reached out to Marvel and told them about the special project that I was doing and said, hey, can I still pay you for the 1,000 variants and you just send me the 26? And it's not just the one, it was times 5. There's 5 limited to 26 and a bunch limited to 175 and a bunch limited to 300. So we're talking about thousands and thousands of books, which, by the way, Marvel is the one paying for the paper and the ink, and Marvel is the one paying for the shipping. That's what's so crazy about this. So I said, can I pay you the full amount for the 1,000 and you just send me the 26? And they said, no, you can't do that, but you can order 1,000 and shred 974 of them if you want. So that's why we had to do the shredding. And the reason I wanted to shred them and not just send them to the dump is so that they could be recycled. And so these books are going to be recycled into other printed material, hopefully comic books. Some people have suggested, why don't you rip the covers off and donate the books? And the reason for that is these are not children's books. I don't know if you read The Red Hulk, but he jumps out of a commercial airplane murdering hundreds of people. I mean, these are not books for children. And the New Champions #1, I mean, look at the way he was smelling his finger like that. Like, these aren't kids' books, you know what I mean? So anyways, viewer discretion is advised. There were comics harmed in the last segment of this video, but in full transparency, I just wanted to show the process here. And I will say that, no, it didn't feel good. Like, the guy that came and did it, like, he was really happy and nice and kind, and like, it was just a very strange and surreal process, but it did not feel good to destroy all those comics. And I'm kind of apprehensive to even post it, but I got to put it out there for full transparency. But, you know, forgive me for shredding them. And, you know, hopefully I don't ever do it again. Okay, so these are the final 1,800 packs. It's all of these and all of those, and those 25 on the table. And I'm going to be putting in these 8 golden tickets, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 left, and I'm going to have to move the camera at some point. I just want to make sure you can still see the sealer. All right, there we go. So I got to go about every 230 packs or so, and I'll put these in. I'm going to stop talking and do it as a time lapse. Okay, this is going to be one of the coolest types in the whole thing. We've got type X, U, and V. So I think this is the one limited to 175. So that's a dope pack. We're gonna get the golden ticket in there. Come over here. Actually, need to put it that way. Nice and sealed up, and that's going back in here. I'm gonna do one about right here. I'm gonna take this card out. We got New Champions, One World Under Doom, and the Midnight Red Hulk. And let's do one more God pack. So this should be the limited to 26. My new all-time favorite ENIAC Lee. I don't know if you could tell, but like there's pink hues in the Red Hulk there. This one's limited to 26, and we're gonna make this one a golden ticket God pack. So these are the 25 that have the Red Hulk limited to 26, and I'm just going to mix all of these there you go. No way to know what's in there. All right, let's do one of these. Oh, shoot, can you not see that? Shit, can't see it. And I just realized that you couldn't see me on the other side of that sealing machine. Let me make sure you can see that whole corner while I do the last ones. I really don't know which one it is. So I mixed them up in here. It's that one of these is a God pack. There's 25. That's the golden ticket ones. Can you see the full corner down there? Yes, you can. So bada boom, bada bing. All right, guys, this is the beginning of the shredding process. These are all the extras here and going back there and right here. Filling up this garbage can, and then gets wheeled out to the truck and loaded into the truck. So Spirit Mobile Shredding. If you need to manufacture scarcity with comic books, Art at Spirit Mobile Shredding is your guy. Doesn't ask a lot of questions, and it just, you know. So I want to see one of these go in the hamper.
I don't know if I would call it a hamper.
Doohickey?
The official term is security card. Yes.
Security cart?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, not the limited to 26.
Now he knows what it feels like to get eaten alive and everything, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Hulk is gonna survive.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't think he's going to survive this one.
So it won't take cardboard, huh? It's too
Well,
much.
I recycle everything.
Right.
And so
It's
the
got to be.
magazine- yeah,
It's got to be the light kind.
Yeah, the magazines go with the magazines. The cardboard goes with the cardboard. It's like, hey,
All right, guys, I'm gonna pause it here and resume when we get the first security card loaded up. All right, Art said now we're gonna make some nice odds of 1 in 26. All right, here we go, guys.
this baby's got some weight to it.
Yeah, probably 700-800 pounds.
More like 400.
400. You can see the blades. So that's a camera on the blades.
Yes.
You keep an eye on it, just make sure.
Yeah, sometimes it gets stuck. So I might have to move it around. I'm gonna feed it slow. See how it's right?
All right. right, here's hopper number 2. Art's keeping a good eye on it there. Last one. How many was it? 12.
If you want to, I can film you jumping it if you want.
That's okay.
I'll show you everything.
Okay. All right.
Ready, dude?
Look at that.
Cardboard, there we go.
And that is the final result. Future comic books, they will be recycled. All right, so this is the end result. It's actually only about half of the boxes because we already recycled the other ones. There's the rest of the pouches and COAs that are going to be used for the remaining 1,800 packs. At this point, we still have to assemble the Hulk packs. But that's it, guys. She gone. And that, my friends, is a wrap. So all in all, it wasn't a complete disaster. I had some really fun moments watching people rip these on social media and redeeming the golden tickets. So we still got the big boys in play here, and that has been absolutely really fun to get a phone call and someone's just over the moon. So once again, you guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart.